Literacy Learning Centers. Each week in my classroom, we have new literacy learning centers. And literacy learning centers are done for 30 minutes a day, and they match our theme of the week. So on Monday, my boys and girls get a center packet, and that's what you're looking at right now. That is the cover, and then there are stapled sheets for 4 activities and an evaluation sheet. During the week, they will visit the centers and keep track of their work in a center folder. On Monday, I introduce all 4 centers and a bonus center, and we take a little tour, so we call it our center tour day. At the center tour, I go and demonstrate how to use each center, and then the students will be able to go there independently the rest of the week. Within that center packet is a center evaluation for each week. The evaluation on the left is my blank copy that I start with. The evaluation on the right is the evaluation that has been filled out to match the center packet you're going to see in this video. Our theme this week is Kevin Henkes, the author, and there are 4 centers that I'm going to evaluate academic growth on for the week. In the Game Center, we're going to be working on Bossy R sounds. In the Read the Room Center, we're going to be working on proofreading sight words and word families we've learned. In the Listening Center, we're going to be evaluating character traits. And in the Writing Center, we're going to be working on matching problem and solution with both literature and personal writing. As you can see, I have an area on the evaluation sheet for work habits. This week, what I will be looking at for boys and girls are, do they begin their task promptly? Do they follow directions? Do they stay on task? Do they work independently? And do they take pride in their work? As you can see, there are 2 blank spaces there, which I can add specific goals for individual students. I can also differentiate and give different students different work habit goals. Typically, though, I keep these as the work habit goals for everyone, and then I add 1 or 2 individual goals. Under the area of social habits, I have 3 goals. Do they cooperate with others? Do they participate within their group? And do they share their ideas and materials within their group? As you can see, there's 1 more space, so I can differentiate again for an individual goal if necessary. Under each goal, what I have is a place for putting notes or comments and also marking them as advanced, proficient, basic, or below basic on that skill. This is a very helpful evaluation sheet for the teacher record keeping and for parent communication. At the end of the week when this form is filled out, I have a photocopy made and I file that under each student's name. So I have a weekly evaluation that I keep in their file. I also send it home for parents. That way parents can see how they did academically with their work habits and with their social habits for the week. And it keeps parents on track of what they know their student is doing. I've found a lot of positive feedback for parents because we're constantly on the same page, especially if we have already communicated individual goals for the student and those have been written in as differentiation for the week. The parent knows how the child did for the week on their individual goals as well. Every once in a while, if I have a sheet that is extremely important for a positive or a negative, I may require a signature. That way I know the parent has seen it. But usually my parent communication is often enough that I don't feel like that is usually necessary. Now let's look at the centers we have for the week. Our first center is Game Center. And since our theme is Kevin Henkes, I have taken Lily and her purple plastic purse, and we've made 3 purses. 1 for the OR sound, 1 for the AR sound, and 1 for the UR sound. What the boys and girls do at this game is they turn all the giant coins upside down, and they spread them out on the floor, and they take turns selecting a coin. They turn it over, and as you can see, there's a picture, but there's also a place for one of our Bossy R sounds, but the sounds are actually missing. So they have to decide, is it AR, OR, or UR that belongs there, and then they open the purse and they put the coin in. At the end of the game, they'll get their recording sheet out, and that's what you see to the right, and they will write down the words, spelling them correctly under each purse. The reason they can very easily spell them correctly is because all they're doing is filling in the missing bossy R sound, and they've already determined that from playing the game. So that would be their recording sheet, so I know that they did the work to their best ability, and I can evaluate it. Another option, if you don't want a worksheet like this, would be to have them take a photograph using an iPod or an iPad or a digital camera and sending that to you. I like in first grade to have them recording. As you can see, there's not a lot of recording that has to be done on this paper, so I think it's a good fine motor practice to record their own answers. Moving on to read the room. This is a center where there are cards, and you can see I have 4 cards in front of you, but for the actual game there's probably about 15, and actually you can count on the worksheet to see. But what they do is they select a card within their group, they look at this thought bubble, and they see what Lily is thinking about. So the bottom green card, Lily is thinking about gold. When she writes gold at her desk, she writes G-O-D-D. So now they take their card and they walk around the room with their Read the Room wand, which is the fly swatter with the open reading window, and they're going to look for the word gold in the classroom. If you remember back to our Word of the Day week, each week we're adding new word families to our clothesline. So you can see when we learned the word old at Word of the Day, we put all the words that are in the old family on the old gold. This is hanging in the classroom, so what they do is they'd find it and they'd touch it with their wand, and then they would record it beside the picture of gold on the Read the Room worksheet. I'm looking to see, do they know where to find words that are common words in our classroom, and can they apply the word family or the sight word skills? If you look at the pink card, it says friend. Friend is not on the clothesline because it's not really a popular word family, but it is a sight word that we've learned during Word of the Day time, so it's on the word wall. So there are various places in the room they'll go for Read the Room, and it shows me that they know how to proofread words that they misspell because we've already learned them in our instruction. During Writing Center time, I have what we call story pops, and story pops are where the students will take a popsicle from the purple section and from the yellow section, and they'll match them up. And story pops are very valuable because it allows students to see the importance of matching our problem and solution in writing. So I have problems and solutions for all of the stories that I have shared that week for Kevin Henkes. They're going to match up the problem and solution, and I can show you what that looks like. Here's what our answers will look like. And then they will cut and paste the solution to match the problem on the worksheet. On the back of the worksheet, I'm asking them to read the problem, there's a mouse in your bedroom, and write a matching solution on the paper. So it's just a quick exercise to try their own writing that is prompted and see if they can make a solution that matches the problem. In the Listening Center this week, they are listening to the story on CD, Lily's Purple Plastic Purse. And after they listen to the story, they're going to find 3 pictures in the magazines that describe Lily's character. And so I found things like they've cut out colorful rainbows because she's a very colorful character. I've had them cut out things that are silly. I've had them cut out things that have a quarter because she likes to carry money. But anyway, they'll go through those magazines and find things that represent her character, and then they will write in the 3 character traits that match their pictures from the magazine. Just some basics that go along with my centers. The students are put into 4 groups. Usually there's 5 or 6 children per group. They visit 1 center a day for 30 minutes. When they finish the activity and have recorded their answers, they move on to the bonus center of the week. And the bonus center is typically an art project or a place for fun learning games. It's usually just fun, but incorporates our theme in some way. And it definitely has something to do with literacy, reading, writing, following directions. On Friday, because we have 4 centers for the week, Monday they go to one center, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday is what we call makeup day. What happens is, there are days where students don't get everything finished in their center for whatever reason. There could be a student that's absent. There could be an activity that took them longer than the 30 minutes. They may have been working slowly. Whatever it may be, Friday is our day to catch up. And so on Friday, anyone who has not completed their 4 centers makes them up. They finish them. On Friday, if you have finished all 4 centers, you will have a short conference with me to go over your evaluation for the week, and then you get to choose a Fun Friday choice. And Fun Friday choices are where I get out lots of different literacy games. We get out the computers, we get the iPads, we have giant story writing paper, and I really let them just use that time to explore something that's fun but still meaningful for our instruction. That's how centers work in my classroom. You'll find centers different in every classroom, but this is a valuable time for me to practice skills that we've already learned. So I've taken explicit instruction, and now I'm giving them independent or cooperative time to work on those skills, and it's part of that scaffolding process.